first friendship heartbreak. And y'all be seeing, like, I go through a lot with girls, but this was like the first time that someone who I literally like considered a sister, like, when I tell you we would split gas, food, bills, clothes, like, and this is actually like the person that I moved to Atlanta with. And the story is so long, okay? Because it's like I was gonna tell y'all one part, but it's like there's so many parts to it. So I guess this will be like my first friendship heartbreak, and to this day it still affects me with girls, because that's how much trauma it was. It was crazy. Anyways, so pretty much we're going to name her Emily. Yeah, we'll name her Emily, okay? Because Emily's just easy, something for me to remember. So I met Emily as an adult, like when I was 17, 18, right? And I met her because, long story short, she was an it girl, okay? Like, in the city that I was living in, like, she was an it girl. She was like a gym rat. She was beautiful, like, light-skinned, thick, but in the gym. Like, she was very, very known for working out. Okay, and like she did, I think, like track, cheerleading, like she did everything, but she was very, very athletic. Okay, and when I met her when I was a bigger girl, right? Okay, so we clicked immediately. Okay, and we both worked at this bar. There's this bar, it's called the Alley, and when I tell you the Alley, it used to go down. Okay, like it was crazy, but she worked there with me. I was a waitress, she was a waitress, and it's like they hired me as a thicker girl, and I was running circles in there I was making good money. Okay, so long story short, this is how I met Emily. So like I said, we knew each other through, like, Facebook and just like passing with other people, and she had been in a relationship with like a town rapper. Okay, and this town rapper, he causes havoc through our friendship. Okay, we just hung out. We ended up spending like every day together, like literally every day or every other day. And it's like I met her family, she knew my family, like everything was cool, right? So with Emily, she was one of those really, really pretty girls. Like, now that I'm older and I've seen a lot of the world, like I would give her a 6, 7 out of 10. Okay, but in that town, she was a 20, okay? And me, I was a 2 at that point. But anyways, it's like, she was that girl that would date a dude and then let a dude do her bad, okay? Like, and she was bad to where she could get anybody. And she had a hustle about her too. She hustled, she was pretty, she was smart. She was smart, book smart. She was not smart, street smart, okay? Okay, so me and Emily were working at this club, and then we decide, you know what? Let's move. I want to move. I want to go to Atlanta. She brought it up to me. Like, yeah, I want to move. I want to go to Atlanta. I didn't know that her dude, we'll name him Carter. We'll name him Carter. So Carter moved like a little bit of weight, like type of situation, right? But Carter was really like a bum. So she had came to me and she was like, yeah, Carter's been going back and forth through Atlanta. He has like, he moved way down there, whatever. And I'm like, okay. And so with me, at the point of life that I was in, the Alley was being shut down because this lady stabbed somebody, and it was crazy. And they literally were like, we're about to close it down. So we was like, oh my God, like, where are we going to go? Where are we going to waitress? Oh my God. So at this point, she's telling me how Carter has been going back and forth to Atlanta, how she's thinking about going to Atlanta, right? Okay. So at this point, I had just called things off with, I guess you would say, my ex-fiance, which is something else I will tell y'all about one day. Okay. Because your girl, I've been through a lot, y'all. A lot. But anyways, so at this point, I had kind of been at that point of like, I want a new start. Like, I want a new life. Like, I do not want this to be my forever. So I had also had like this older guy that I was talking to, and he was like older, like somebody's daddy, literally somebody's daddy. But he was so fine. Oh my God. Anyways, he was like a bald head, fine ass man. Like, he was it. And like, when I was dealing with him, like, I would see him, he lived in Atlanta. I would see him like 2 or 3 times a month, okay? Keep him in your head. We'll name him Brian. Okay, so we got Emily's boyfriend, Carter, and then we have the dude that I'm dealing with that's older, and we'll name him Brian. Okay, so Brian had a daughter who went to school in the town that we were in. Okay, so he would come back from Atlanta to this town, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and every time he would stop there, he would see me. Okay, so it's not that I liked him that much. He was kind of just like a hookup. Okay, but we hooked up, you know, a lot. Whenever he came in town, he would come, stay the night, we would chill, he would do what he needs to do for me, whatever. So he was like a grown man. So anyways, I didn't know too much about Carter, Emily's boyfriend, okay? I knew that he was in the streets. I knew he was trying to be a rapper. And I just knew, like, he was always in, like, some mess in the city, okay? Okay. So, at one point, Emily tells me she has a case, okay? And Emily is a good girl, okay? So, I'm like, a case? She got a case because of Carter. Okay, Carter done got Emily wrapped up in some BS. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all the story about this first. So Emily ends up telling me, like, yeah, girl, I want to move to Atlanta. We should go. We should just get up and go, which is what we ended up doing. But she was like, you know, me and Carter have this case, and it's a kidnapping case. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, like this girl's trying to say that he kidnapped her and did all this stuff to her. And she went to the police and, you know, pretty much like I'm in it too because she said that I helped kidnap her. And I'm like, because she's a good girl, y'all. Like when I tell you book smart, like she probably had all A's in high school. Like you would not expect this from her, but it was Carter that had her in the BS, right? So with her having a case going on, she was ready to go. Me just, you know, had ended what I had going on with my so-called ex, you know, fiance. I'm ready to go, okay? So I tell my mama, like, mama, I'm moving to Atlanta. She's like, yeah, all right, girl. We literally, like, packed up, got in a car, and went to Atlanta. Booked an Airbnb, a room inside of Airbnb. So in somebody's house where they live, we booked a room to share together for a week. And we were going down here to find jobs and figure it out. We had no idea what we was doing, okay? So while Emily has this case, Carter is like following her, and how their relationship dynamic is it was very toxic, okay? Because he cheated a lot, he did a lot of BS, whatever. So mind you, what I have going on with Brian, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be coming back and forth to Atlanta. He was like, okay, cool. I got some stuff going on with my daughter back, you know, where he was like, so I gotta handle that. So I'm like, okay, like what happened? So Brian tends to tell me this story about how his daughter, who was in college, she went out and she was out with some friends and she got drunk and this dude pretty much raped her. Okay? I was like, whoa. That's crazy. So he was like, I gotta go down there. I gotta see what's going on with my baby. And I was like, no, I completely understand. Okay. So mind you, as we're moving to Atlanta, going back and forth, me and Emily, our friendship is great. We rely on each other. We lean on each other. Okay. Whatever I need that she don't have, it's back and forth. We have each other's back. Okay. So with Emily, when we first came to Atlanta, it was so much easier for her. Right. And so for me, I love this because anytime we would go like out somewhere, all the dudes would love her. They would be all over her. We wasn't paying for nothing. We wasn't doing nothing. Like at this point, I was the tag along friend. Okay. I was. And it was great. I wasn't like hater, nothing like that. I was so happy for her in general because when we came to Atlanta, she was meeting dudes off the rip. Okay. Like it was easy. You get what I'm saying? So Emily had got on Tinder. Okay, and when she got on Tinder, she met this DJ who ended up telling us to go to this club to get a job. And this was this club that I worked at for like a year or so. My first job in a nightlife setting in Atlanta was because she met somebody on Tinder and they sent us up there to get hired. And it was immediate hire. They hired her as a bartender. They hired me as a waitress. Okay, Emily ends up telling me like, Carter has a aunt that lives in Atlanta and I'm gonna go stay with him. So that left me to fend for myself, completely by myself, okay? Y'all know the drill. Come back for part 2. My first friendship heartbreak, part 2. So every other day she would call me, it would be something, them arguing or going through something. It would be something because she really loved this man and he dogged her out pretty much. So when she left me to fend for myself, remember the story I told y'all about the girl who had the pimp and I ended up staying with her for a month or two? During that time is when I stayed with her because it's like I couldn't really afford the Airbnb by myself. So this girl who I knew from the city, she was like, girl, you can come stay with me. I didn't know the girl was a complete nutcase. But anyways, I went and stayed for her with those 2 months, right? So Emily and Carter ended up going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, a lot arguing. And she was like, you know what? Let's just get an apartment together, Courtney. And I was like, okay, like I'm happy. At this point, I had saved up money. I had been working at a cigar bar. Like we were like, let's move in together. So we ended up getting an apartment together. Okay. So remember Brian, okay, my dude that I was dealing with, talking to, the older dude, right? So he ends up, calling me. I'm like, how the situation go with your daughter? Da da da. He's like, hey, do you know this dude? And guess who the dude was? The dude was Carter. And I said, yeah, I do actually. He was like, yeah, that, that's what I want to say. He raped my daughter. I'm looking for him. I'm like, whoa. When he tells me that Carter is the one who assaulted his daughter, I'm like, oh my God. I go to Emily and I'm like, yo, so why is such and such? Mind you, this is completely different from the case that she has with him, with the other girl that they're saying, they kidnapped, so-called, right? It was crazy. This is like some Stars type situation. So I tell her, she's like, no, that girl's lying. He said pretty much they ended up, doing stuff and the girl got mad because like he didn't want to be with her. And I'm like, all right, Emily, well, I'm just letting you know that what the city is saying is that he assaulted this girl and her daddy is looking for him. And apparently the police are too. So she was like, yeah, girl, I don't even care about that. Like, he's just saying that girl wants to be with me. Show me text messages of her saying like, and I said, so they had a one night stand and then she wanted to be with him. And I was like, okay, I'm telling Emily it don't make sense, but guess what? It's not my business. Okay. But also I am her friend. So I made her ear like, girl, 1 + 1 = 2. Y'all already got a lot going on. Okay. So I just want to give y'all a little like example of the dynamic between me, Emily, Carter, and then me and Brian, and how it starts to go crazy because the world is so small. Okay. So at this point in our friendship, we decided to move in together. Okay. We go to work together every single night. We're on the same shift. We're running up bags together. Like we are like a best friend married couple. Everything we do is together. Okay. We're like yin and yang. Okay. So with Carter was very toxic. Okay. Carter would show up to our house uninvited. One time she was sitting in my car or driving my car or whatever, and her and Carter got into a verbal argument and he broke off my my mirror, my little side mirror where you can see behind you. Like Carter had did a bunch of toxic stuff, okay? And their relationship was always very toxic, okay? So with her, I tried to get her to understand, like, you are so bad and we're in Atlanta and he knows that and you can get way better, okay? And I'm always telling her this because he's always cheating, okay? We thinking he got 1, 2, 3 kids. This nigga got like 6, okay? Like, he got a lot of kids. Like, it's a lot that came with him that she didn't know, but she'd been dealing with him for like 3-4 years. Okay. Back in the town that we lived in, they lived together. But when she was ready to go so fast, I never knew until now, she was ready to go because the police were coming to their house. The police were looking for him and they were going on the run. I didn't know they was going on the run. I'm thinking we going to Atlanta. We moving to Atlanta. Yeah. We're on the run. They're on the run, but I'm with them. So we on the run, okay? So at this point, I'm just like, we're on the run. But anyways, I didn't know that then. At that point, I thought, me and Emily, we decided we're moving to Atlanta. We're going to start over, a new life. Yeah, she got this nigga that's kind of, on her coattails. But with time will tell, okay? So this is like where Emily messed up with me, okay? We went through a whole 1.5 years everything was good in our relationship. Yeah, this dude, he would do little weird shit back here and forth, whatever, in their relationship that would cause me to like, girl, get rid of him, like, you know, type of vibes. And it's like, she didn't really see what I saw, because I'm on the outside looking in. I'm hearing the stories from the one with the kidnapping to the assault to, oh, now y'all are running out of, you know, the state and running to Atlanta. The police are coming to your house, to where, like, you know, your leasing office manager is telling you, hey, yo, the police is here. They didn't want them to live there pretty much anymore. So I'm just there. I'm just in this situation. So God decided to bless me, okay? Emily had, you know, been always there for me. We was cool, whatever. We was going to work one day, okay? So as we was going to work one day, this is when the lottery was for 1.2 billion. Do y'all remember when the lottery was for 1.2 billion back in 2018? Yeah, so I tell Emily, like, I'm playing the lottery. I'm playing it. And on our way to work, next to our job, there's a Shell gas station. So I was like, you know, do you want to come with me? Do you want to play? She's like, no, girl, I'm late. So we was late, but I said, okay, well, I'm just clock in, then I'm going to go over there. So when we pulled up, we walked in. I was like, okay, I said, I'll be back. I said, you don't want to play no numbers? She was like, no. I said, all right, girl. Mind you, I get to work at 10:30. I think they review, or 10, they review the numbers at 11 or 11:30, one of those two, right? So I go play my numbers at this gas station. I go to work. I'm at work. I'm chilling. Then I look up. It's midnight. I said, oh, let me check my numbers. Why your girl hit the lottery? I'm at work. I'm like, yo, hold on. I didn't hit for 1.2, but I hit for a good amount, okay? I'm like, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to quit. But I didn't quit, y'all. But I was at a point in my life where I had lost all my weight, and it was time for me to go get my body done, okay? And that's where everything started to get messy in our friendship. Come back for part 3. So, y'all, I won the lottery, okay? So, we're on part 3 of my friendship heartbreak, and your girl won the lottery because God don't play about me. At this point, I'm at work, won the lottery, and guess what? It's time for your girl to go get surgery, okay? I'm online looking up a surgeon. This is when I found Dr. Cabral. I did not do my research like I was supposed to, and your girl was going, okay? I won the lottery 1 week, 2 weeks later, okay? Now, let me tell y'all something, okay? So, at that point, we were in Atlanta. We were there for about 7-8 months, I want to say, right? And so we had been out in the city, meeting people, whatever. And I had met this guy, okay? This guy is a guy from the city. He's from New York, okay? And he's like, at first he was cool because he was real bossed up, like real like, he gave mob vibes, okay? So with me, like I liked him, but when we were out in public, he would do weird stuff like choke me and grab me by my hair and be very like, come here, you're mine type situation. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So like there was a situation, okay, and the situation is going to tie into this lottery situation. So with this guy, I had met him at this spot called One, okay? If you know, you know. One used to go down next to Goodfellas across from the Varsity. So I'm in this club, whatever, and me and this guy, we had been texting, talking for a couple of weeks. I would never link him because he was so aggressive when we were outside. So I didn't even want to put myself in that situation, right? Until I did, okay? So one night I went out with Emily and the dude, he's like, come see me. We're going to hang out. And I was like, well, that's it. That's all we're doing is hanging out. Like, I'm just letting you know that's all we're doing is hanging out. And your girl was a green bean. I was a green bean. Don't like, I always had some little, you know, finesse about me, but I was a green bean because he was way older. He was like, yeah, no, like for sure. Just come over, come chill, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So mind you, like Emily would always be outside with me and she knows, like she knew this guy. Like she knew that I was, you know, talking to this guy. We were getting to know each other and everything else, right? Okay. So with this situation, the guy invited me over and Emily had my car. So I just was like, hey, I'm going over to his house. You got the car. Like, it's cool, whatever. Because she didn't have a car at this point. So she was like, yeah, girl, okay, whatever. So I went and I was chilling with this dude. And when I got there, I realized this was the first apartment building that I've been to. You know where apartment building is half apartment, half hotel? Yeah, he took me to one of those, and I could tell it was a hotel. So I was like, why are we not at your house? Why are we at this hotel? And I was like, I called Emily immediately. I'm like, girl, come get me. Come get me. Come get me. And I'm like, you know what? I told you we could hang out. I thought I was coming to your house. You got me at this hotel room, and I don't even wanna chance it. So I'm gonna leave. Emily came and picked me up. Okay, I'm telling her in the car, like, girl, like, not only is he so aggressive, but like, he didn't even really want to let me leave, and it was crazy. And so, mind y'all, like, at this point, like, I'm smaller, I'm skinny, like, at this point, like, I'm confiding in my friend, like, you know, like, I like him, he's sweet, and he got a bag, but he's very, very aggressive, and I don't like people choking me up and grabbing me out in public and stuff like that. I'm not that girl, okay? But you know who is? Emily. She like that toxic shit. Okay, so anyways, I'm telling her, she comes and picks me up. She's like, girl, that's crazy. Yeah, leave him alone. Like, that's toxic, whatever. Okay. So the guy hands a text me. He's like, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, And I was like, you know, like, at the end of the day, we could chill, but I'm not ready for that with you. Like, I'm just not. Like, but I still, you know, we can get to know each other. He was like, yeah, like, I fuck with you. Like, it ain't even about that. Like, it ain't even about that, baby. You know. So anyways, so I tell him, like, hey, I'm going out of town. Me and him, we're still going to eat, still meeting up together, still hanging out. I just put that boundary there. I'm not coming to no hotel with you. I can come to your house and we can watch movies, but I'm not about to be cooped up in no hotel with you. I'm not. So from here, he actually did invite me to his house, and we did watch a movie and chill. And I think that me putting that boundary between us was setting like a new start for me and him, or so I thought. Okay, so 2 weeks after I win the lottery, that happened, and I'm telling Emily, like, girl, I'm about to go out the country. I asked her to go with me, but she was like, oh, I can't, I need to work, whatever. I'm like, okay, girl, I went by myself. Nobody went with me my first time out the country to have surgery. I went out there and trusted them people with my life, okay? Because I wanted it that bad, okay? So, and by the way, out the country was the only place that would let me do 3 surgeries in one. I did a tummy tuck, I did my boobs, and I did a BBL all at once with Dr. Cabral, okay? He did good on the tummy tuck. He did all right on the BBL. But he fumbled my boobs so bad, y'all. I'm going to try to insert a picture because I got a picture that I found where my boobs were rocks. They were sitting right here. Rocks. Like smaller rocks, okay? Literally, they never fail. And I thought I was the baddest thing. You couldn't tell me nothing. But I was delusional. So anyways, while I'm out the country, guess what, y'all? One of my surgeries, I had lost a lot of blood. I need a blood transfusion. I needed 3. Okay, so as I'm in the room and I have my surgery sister, so when I went to this recovery house, they put you with somebody if you're using the same doctor, and my surgery sister, she was from Amsterdam. I love you. If you see this, she's on here. So we're laying in here and they tell us both that we need blood transfusions. Okay, now that I know how the surgery community works, that's just what they tell you to get your money. Okay, 9 times out of 10 you don't need it, but they want $200 per bag of blood, and they gonna get that money out of you because yeah. So anyways, I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do the blood transfusion, whatever. I call Emily. I'm crying, okay? I'm like, oh, my God, I'm in this other country. They're about to give me a blood transfusion. Oh, my God, girl. Like, I'm going to die. I'm crying, boo-hooing. So, y'all, while I'm out the country, I can only call Emily because my mama don't know. Okay, my mama don't really know for real. Nobody in my family really knows for real, okay? Because I was still, like, real secretive in a way, which I'm not secretive at all now. But back then, she was the only person I could call because she knew what was going on. So I'm calling her crying, whatever. She's like, oh, girl, you know, I hope everything works out. Like, I'm praying for you, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. They come in the room, okay? I'm O positive. My surgery sister was B positive blood type, okay? So the lady, she's sitting there, she was like, yes, and she says my name, and she's like, yeah, this is your blood, B positive. I'm like, what? Mind you, already got the little IV in me, about to into that blood. I'm like, I'm O positive. They had our blood wrong. They had my blood for her and her blood for me. They was about to kill me, y'all. They was about to kill me. So anyways, well, granted, so they end up getting it right. I end up getting the right blood, y'all. No trip. Everything goes good. I go to recovery. I end up flying home. Okay? So when I get home, Emily and me, we live together. We have an apartment together. Like, she's on one side, I'm on one side. We got a double master. Like, you know, she's helping me. It was to the point where I couldn't get in the shower on my own. My bed was high. Like, y'all see how high this bed is? My other bed was higher. Okay, I couldn't do none of that. I had to sleep in Emily's room. She had to help me get in the shower. I had drains in me. Like, I was not prepared for none of this. And then, did you know after you have surgery, you have to have massages? I almost went broke paying for massages. This was $100 a massage. And I had so much fluid, y'all. And if you don't get that fluid out of you, listen, this is how bad it got. Your girl ordered 18 gauge needles off Amazon, and I was about to drain myself. Okay? Do it myself. Because, listen, ATL Nina, the massage girl, she real, aggressive, but she get the job done. I had to cuss her ass out a couple times. But anyways, so I'm at home recovering, and the dude, so we'll call him New York. That's what we'll call him. We'll call him New York. I don't think I gave him a name. So him, this the aggressive dude. He hit me up. He was like, yeah, so we had a little issue before I left because, like I told you, he invited me to his house. We Netflix, watched movies, nothing happened, whatever. He invited me over again. He tried me, and I was like, no, like, I'm not just trying to give you no coup de cat. Like, no. And I ended up going for surgery the next day, leaving. So while I'm laying in Emily's bed, okay, I get a text message. He was like, yeah, well, he texted me, like, we were going back and forth about something, like, talking about the situation. He was like, I don't really care anyways, because while you was gone out the country having surgery, I was fucking Emily. He was like, and I know about your blood transfusion and all of that. You lucky you didn't die over there. Emily is laying next to me. We're watching Netflix, and I'm getting these text messages. I'm like, you know what to do. See you at the next part. So, y'all, he told me that he was sleeping with my best friend while I was out having surgery. And so, anyways, part 4 of frenemies, my first, friendship breakup, whatever. Let's get back into it. And that's where we left off. So I look at her and I'm like, so why is New York saying that while I was out the country, he was with you, y'all was sleeping together, and when I FaceTimed you crying about my blood transfusion, he was laying next to you? She was silent. Me, I'm sitting on my little booty pillow. I get up. I'm like, ugh. I stand up. I'm like, so what's going on? She's silent. I go walk into my room because now he's calling me, okay? He's like, yeah, you don't want to fuck me? It's cool, I fuck with your homegirl. And we about to be together. She didn't want to tell you. I know that this girl is in love with Carter. So I'm laughing at him like, what? Okay. And I was like, well, I'm happy that worked out, whatever. I hung up on him. He's still calling me, trying to make me mad. And when it don't make me mad, like, he's just like, calling me bees and everything else. So I'm texting her from my room because I done left her room now at this point, okay? Drains, bleeding from me, everything. And I'm like, so while I left and went out the country, you was at his house sleeping with him. You broke our trust and our friendship because you allowed somebody to hear me in a very vulnerable state of me having this blood transfusion, having to go through this and do all this stuff, to where this man could call my phone and tell me like, oh, you're lucky you didn't die. And I'm like, forget about the dude. You was my friend. You're letting somebody in my personal business. And then on top of that, you had to wait until I went out the country. If you was feeling him or you was wanting to deal with him, you could have shot me a text. Hey, yo, New York want to go eat with me, da-da-da-da. But for me to go out the country for 10 days, and in that 10 days, you stayed the night with this man 3 times, is what he told me. And you were staying the night over there. And then when I'm calling you crying, and when I called her crying, her response was really like dry, but like, what was she supposed to do? She wasn't out she couldn't fly to the DR and come save me. So when I think about it, it's like her response was so dry, and it was like, it was dark too. He was like, yeah, we was laying in the bed and I heard it all. Well, I just want to let you know, yeah, I'm your friend. And I'm like, oh my God. So she don't say nothing, okay? She's not a confrontational person. I am. So I'm like, we live together. Like, we do everything together. Like, you've never did nothing wrong to me. And this is big. Okay? So at this point, our families get involved. Okay? Her sister does not like me because Emily has always treated me more of a sister than her own sister. She don't really, deal with her sister like that because her sister pretty much was like a hater. Pretty much. And so, she didn't really support our friendship. Her mama, we was cool, but like, of course, her mama gonna stand 10 toes behind her daughter, just like my mama is. Man, when I tell you our mamas end up going back and forth. So at this point, this is when like Facebook was still big or whatever. My sisters is going toe to toe about me. Okay, my sisters and her sisters, or her sister, they're online going back and forth, cussing each other out, everything, whatever. Me and her are still living together, but she's not saying nothing. Not a I'm sorry. Listen, let me tell you something. And if you see this, Emily, I want you to know this. If you would have came to my room and you would have been like, I fucked up and I'm sorry, we would have been cool. We would have been good. Y'all know I'm emotional. Anyways, so what really fucked me up about this situation, y'all, is that I was bleeding. I couldn't get out of my bed. I couldn't take a shower. I could not do nothing on my own. And this girl who's supposed to be my friend, who's supposed to be helping me recover and get through all of this, just left me. I don't know where she went. I don't know what she was doing, but she left the house for like a week. Okay? And I literally had to like when I tell you that I really feel like I could have died, because this same week I had to be rushed to the hospital because my blood glucose level was at a 2. I had to get 2 additional blood transfusions in the United States, right? And like, I didn't have nobody at all. My mama had to fly in town and make sure I was okay, because I could have died. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, during everything, she was silent. She didn't give me a response, I messed up, a nothing. Okay? And I'm over here fucking dying. And that's why to this day, it's like, I don't forgive her, because it was as simple as her saying, Courtney, I messed up. Yeah, I did go mess with the dude, whatever, but I'm still here for you as your friend. You still need me to help you recover. You still need me to help you get out of bed, get in the shower. Simple stuff that I could not do on my own. I've never had surgery, so I'm going through this alone. Okay? So anyways, from here, she was gone the whole week. I don't know where she went, who she was staying with. I don't know. She just left. She wasn't texting me back. Nothing. I felt like, damn, am I wrong? Like, hold on. So then when she came back, y'all, mind you, my mama came in town with my sister to help me, okay? When I got rushed to the hospital, that's when my mama came in town, because I had to tell her everything that was going on. So when she comes back with her mom and her cousin, and she moves out. Just moves out. Leaves. Okay? All the bills left to me. Everything left to me. We had a phone line together. And everything went so bad, because it's like our families were feuding on Facebook, okay? About like all this. Like, our families are petty, okay? But I'm, chilling my mom, whatever, and she just comes in, they move all her stuff, she goes, she leaves, and I'm like, did you always hate me? Like, is this a one-sided friendship? Like, what? No explanation, no nothing, just, oh, I'm gonna get my stuff and leave. She is not confrontational at all, to the point where instead of her talking it out with me, she'd rather just pack all her stuff and leave and start all over, which is crazy to me, okay? So then one day she does text me and she's like, what do you want to do about the phone bill? And I was like, I'll just keep paying mine. You keep paying your part, whatever. And she was like, no, I don't want this on my name. This girl turned my phone off. I literally walked straight into a store and put my phone on another account like it was nothing. But it was like, what? Right after I had surgery, y'all. Literally. And it was like, I didn't want to say she was being a hater or nothing like that, but it was like, in my head, it was like, I know I had just won the lottery, right? And my thing is that you always take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. And I had full intentions, okay? She wanted this white Camaro, okay? And we had talked about her getting it because she didn't have a car, whatever, because her ex pretty much took the one that he, got with her. And we had discussed, like, after I get to handle what I need to handle, like, I got you type situation. So I didn't want to think that she was being a hater because I won the lottery and I was doing this stuff for myself, getting myself together. But for her to do what she did and up and leave and we disconnect so bad, it was crazy. So y'all, my first day back at work, mind you, I shouldn't have been working because I was probably like 3 weeks. I was probably like, okay, so I was 2 weeks out of surgery. No, I was a month out of surgery, but remember the the second week that I was at home was when I was rushed to the ER for the blood level, whatever, okay? But I was just so tired of being at home, so I went back to work a little early, okay? I still having my lipo boards. My incisions are kind of still open, but I got surgical tape. Like, I'm good. I'm packed in. Like, I'm good, okay? Like, I was good. I was going outside, so I knew I could go to work, okay? I could not wait to go outside. So I go to work and I see her. Mind you, I ain't said nothing to her. I ain't talked to her except for the phone little situation. And with that phone situation, we was talking to each other, like for real. So when I go to work, she's at the bar. I'm on the floor waitressing like I typically do, whatever. She done made friends with this girl. We ain't gonna give the girl a name. We're just gonna call her Ghetto. Okay? So anyways, Ghetto, let me tell y'all about Ghetto. Ghetto is a big back, big body, messed up teeth, no hair, having, okay, period. In the club, she was the girl who made the least, and she was a drunk. She would probably go to work and she would go to work and come out negative every time, okay? And so she's latched on to Emily at this point. I don't know why Emily like chilling with her, what it is. I don't know. I never liked the girl in general before they became friends for real at work. I never really served her because she's the type of girl to walk out on her waitress tabs. She would force customers to try and dance her. And like she was touching 40. She was old. Okay? So anyways, her and Emily are now friends. She's at Emily's bar every single night, whatever. I'm just continuing to go to work, continue going to work, whatever. So little stuff would happen. Like the girl would walk past me and like shoulder bump me and I'd be like, excuse me, like, you get what I'm saying? So mind y'all, like at this point, I'm not a ghetto fighting type of girl. You get what I'm saying? Like at this point in my life, I've probably been in like 6 fights. All right, I might be a little ghetto. Anyways, at this point, I've probably been like 6 fights, okay? So, but that's not bad. Like my whole life, 6 fights, like at this point, like that's not bad. So she keep on like doing little weird stuff and she knows that me and Emily ain't cool no more. So I would always see her and Emily at the bar, kikiing, whatever. And you know what it is the ghetto girl, she befriended Emily as a bartender because Emily would give out free drinks. Okay? Or Emily, she was so nice, like dumb nice. Okay? Like, oh girl, it's okay, just get me on your tab later, and would never get paid. And we would always talk about that. Like, you know, the dancers that would run out on their tabs, not pay, stuff like that. And this girl that she befriended was the main one. As a bartender, unless you're cheating the bar and pouring free drinks or whatever, you know how they have the little measures on there every time you pour. Every drink is accounted for. So this girl would start tabs with Emily, and then at the end of the night, like, oh, I didn't make nothing, girl. I'm gonna have to get you another date. And like Emily would always tell me, like, this girl left $100 or more tab like every single night. And I was like, girl, stop serving her. You get what I'm saying? Like that was the conversation about the girl before me and Emily fell out. So one day I'm at work or whatever, and I can't remember what exactly it was, y'all, but me and Emily, like we had some words, right? I think she was my bartender that night. She was supposed to be making my drinks, and she would start playing with my drinks. Like I would put in an order for drinks. I'd be sitting there waiting. She would serve every girl around me, then come to me. So if she's serving my drinks slow, who am I serving slow? My customers. If I'm serving my customers slow, they get antsy with me. So I'm like, girl, like, come on. Like, you're trying to be funny. Like, I'm working. I'm trying to just make my bread. You get what I'm saying? And mind you, like, at this point, I done had my little surgery. I'm in there. I'm making bread, okay? I'm making bread for real at this point. So I'm sitting at the bar or whatever, and this is at the end of the night. I'm doing my cash out or whatever. And so I'm doing my cash out, and her little ghetto friend is standing at the bar because guess who's giving the ghetto friend a ride home now because they have a car? Emily. Right? Because literally, she's slow. So the girls went to her like, Emily, come on, let's go to the after hours. Let's whatever. So I'm doing my tab, whatever. And the little ghetto girl, she says something like, yeah, because close these out or something like that, whatever. And I was like, girl, go on. Like, ugh, you're just annoying. You get what I'm saying? So the girl, she's like, she just starts talking. We're talking back and forth, whatever. And so then it dies down. I'm still doing it. The girl goes to the back of the dressing room, comes back up, right, with her bag as if, you know, they're waiting to leave. She runs up on me, y'all. I have on lipo foams, boards, everything runs up on me. And this girl is 2 times bigger than me. I was 127 pounds. This girl was at least 210 pounds, okay? Y'all, when I tell you that, listen, that was a fight I lost. Clearly lost it. They had to pick me up off of the ground because I blacked out. I had to go to the hospital. You gotta think, I just had surgery. I've had, what, at this point, 6 blood transfusions within the last month. I passed out, y'all. And guess what Emily did? Nothing. Not a thing. Not a single thing. Okay. At this point, I had been rushed to the hospital or whatever. And when I went there, like, I was fine. Like, one of my little things in my tummy tuck had, like, split, like, one of my little stitches or whatever. And I was like, Courtney, girl, over with. So then my manager texts me. Okay. And like I told y'all, they will fire a bartender, or they'll fire a waitress before they fire a dancer, because a dancer pays to work. We don't pay to work. We make money as waitresses. So they tell me, like, no, like, it's just too much drama. Like, you know, it's good, whatever. Low key, when I came back from having surgery, it was guys coming there throwing money on me. It was guys in there spending bags on me that first week, y'all. It was crazy. So I already know strippers was being haters. So they told me, like, yeah, like, you can't come back. I was like, okay, cool. And I was still small fish. I wasn't a big dog, okay? So I was like, okay, cool. So then guess what I did? I took my ass right over to Allure, and my first night I made $1,800. Yes, I did. And that was the change of my life, okay? It changed my life going to that club so much, y'all, okay? And I'll get into, like, my first night at Allure, because then I got in another fight. Like, I was in fights back. Like, bitches hated me. But anyways, so, yeah, she ended up letting this girl put her hands on me and did not do nothing. And my thing is that we came from the same town, moved here together, been rocking so hard. You know, I just had surgery. Not only did you leave me to die, but then you befriend a girl who you let come put their hands on me while you're standing in front of me. Then, when I pass out, right, security's pick me up, you're nowhere to be seen at all. Nowhere. Not helping me. Not, oh my God, let me take her to the hospital. Nothing. They got in the car and went to the after hours after that. But guess what? I really thank God for that situation, because that was the day that my life changed. And I said, you know what? All right, fuck it. I'm not going to waitress no more. I'm going to go dance. And you know what I look back at now is that no bitch, listen to me very closely, no girl that has ever did me wrong has accelerated beyond me. You hoes are still in the same position that I met you in. Let me pop my shit, okay? I literally changed my life that day and started dancing, and I ate. Okay? It was crazy. Like, I started going up. Like, when I tell you that my glow up was so fast, it needs to be studied. It really needs to be studied on how crazy my life went up, okay? So then, here came Gorgeous Doll. And it was crazy, y'all. So from here, me and Emily, we not friends. I'm not talking to her. I don't got to go in that other club no more. So at this point, I'm going to Allure. I'm making money. I'm working maybe 2 nights a week, bringing in $5,000-$6,000. Like, you cannot tell me nothing. Life is going good, okay? She's still there. So I'm working. Guess who comes into Allure and asks one of the waitresses to come grab me? Carter. Her man, right? He like, yeah, let me holler at you. I said, look, whatever y'all got going on, I don't got nothing to do with it. So, and I'm not even that type of girl. I'm not trying to kick it, chill, nothing. He was like, no, like, you know, she told me y'all fell out, but I'm trying to see what happened. And I was like, I mean, you need to talk to her. He was like, nah, like, because she ain't even trying to tell me what happened. I said, yeah, because it involved another man. He was like, oh, for real? And I was like, yeah. And I pretty much told him the story. I did. I told him the story. And he was like, that's crazy. Well, you doing real good. I'm real proud of you. I said, thank you. I appreciate it. Shake his hand. And I went back into the dressing room. Period. Left it there. First of all, I don't want the man. I don't want nothing to do with him. He's messy. He got hella kids. He nasty. And you're a graper. Like, no. So anyways, from here, I'm living life. Life's great. She's still stuck where she's at, doing the same whatever. So then we end up reconnecting. Okay? When we reconnect because Drake's coming in town. Okay? Drake's coming in town. He's coming to Allure. I'm already turned. Okay? I'm young, lit, and paid, and turned in the city. Okay? Period. So she had hit me up. I think we went and got our lashes done together, something like that, trying to talk. but we didn't really talk about the situation. We just tried to chill without going through anything that happened. You get what I'm saying? And for me, like, I'm all about second chances. And when someone means something to me, I'm always, for some reason, going to open that door and see where it takes me. So we ended up becoming cool. Drake's coming in town, and I'm plugged in with his people. I'm plugged in everywhere. So I'm telling her, hey, you want to come work with me? Like, I've been making $2,000-$3,000 a night. Like, and she had already danced. Like, we were doing like little parties dancing sometimes, but full blown dancing, this was like my first time. So she was like, yeah, like, I want to come. Here's the difference between me and Emily. My personality on 100. Okay. Emily has no personality at all. She's just a pretty face with no personality at all. And her man said that, which is weird. Because the day that he came in, he was talking to me. He was like, she really don't know how to talk to people and be like, vibrant like how you are. So, I'm proud that you was able to come over here and run your bag up there. Anyways, so Drake's coming in town. I was like, look, I'm going to get you hired. Got her hired. Okay? Literally, you didn't have to do a body check. She didn't have to do nothing. I said, hey, honey, I'm bringing my homegirl. He was like, bring her on. Come on. I said, all you got to do is go get your permit. Permit's $300. I said, the house fee's going to be $300. So it's the night that Drake's coming in, and it's already set up. I already know my wristband's spoken for. I ain't even worried about nothing, okay? When I tell you this club got so packed, and if you've ever been around Drake, you know that he travels like 8 security guards, okay? Circled around the man, okay? So when he comes in the club, wherever he moves, the whole club is trying to follow. So he started in one section, okay? Everyone's going crazy. It's so many people. A hookah got dropped on a girl. A lot of stuff was happening because the club was so packed, okay? So I'm telling Emily, hey, yo, stay close to me, because when they start handing out them wristbands, you need to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, is that I can lead you to the water. I cannot make you drink it, okay? So, my promoter friend, Benny, if you know Benny ENT, the GOAT, the best promoter in Atlanta, okay? He's like, gorgeous, push up. So I go push over there. Benny like, here. I'm looking for her. Yo, tell me why this girl done went outside. She went and changed, went outside to her car, text me like, I don't know, like, I don't think they're going to pick me. So I just got dressed. I'm in my car. I said, scared money don't make no money, but okay. Girl, that night I ate crazy. I think I made like $9,000 that night. And it wasn't just from his section, because his section, I think we all made like $3,000 a piece. Then he was just giving out thousands by the thousand type of situation. But I ate, okay? And that was when I was saying is that my personality be on 100 and she is like scary. You get what I'm saying? Like, she would be the total package if she had a good personality and a good mouthpiece to go along with her. You get what I'm saying? But she don't. So she tells me she's in the car. I'm like, okay, well, I'm working, girl. So if you want to leave, you can leave. But you just wasted $600. $300 for your permit, $300 house fee. And you bought a new outfit and some new shoes. And you don't even want to get that bread back? Okay. So anyways, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for you, whatever. Because at this point, it was like 3 o'clock. The club closed at 3 o'clock, but they was keeping it open till 4. So from here, make my bread, night's amazing, I'm counting whatever. And so she's like, hey, I'm outside, you want me to wait for you? And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm about to get somebody to count my money. I'll get my sweeper, tell him count my money, tip him, cool, he good. So I go outside. She was like, how is it? And I was like, girl, it was great. I said, why did you leave? Like, she was like, girl, I don't know, like, I don't do good like with people. I said, girl, you just let a bag walk away. Because as soon as Benny called me to come get my wristband, you're supposed to be directly behind me. You're fine. And that Benny has seen you with me before. He gonna be like, oh, it's your people. Okay, cool. And he gonna put you in. It's that easy. But no, she decided to get dressed and go sit in her car. So from here, I'm in the car. I'm telling her, I'm like, yeah, I made a bag. Da, da, da. She was like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. She was like, I can't believe I spent so much money trying to work. Da, 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 da. I'm sitting there like, yeah, I can't believe that you just walked out either, because you just left a bag. It literally was in the cards for you, right? Okay, cool. From here, it's like nobody knows that we're back cool a little bit, right? But me and her, we go eat and we start like doing little stuff together, lashes, nails, eat. Like we try to get back, right? So at this point, her little case situation is like going to court and stuff like that. So I'm talking to her about it and I'm, asking her like, what's going on. She was like, girl, it's not even nothing. Like, and I'm telling her, I said, you need to leave Carter alone. Yo, she spazzed on me. And in the middle of me telling her about the Carter situation, I told her, I said, yeah, he came up to Allure and was asking me what happened with us. I said, and I pretty much told him. And I told him, That's just what it is. And it's like she felt some type of way about him coming up there and seeing me. But I didn't see it like that. I didn't see him as coming up there to see me because I didn't dance for him. He didn't buy me a drink, nothing. It was a 2-3 minute conversation. I went back to the dressing room and he was actually talking to another girl there. So that's what she ends up telling me. Well, it's this girl named Lady Red or something like that he's been dealing with up here. So, and I saw her in there, And I said, okay, so what is that? Why you left? She was like, no, I just was uncomfortable. But I'm like, okay. So we have this conversation and she's just like, yeah, I love him. I'm with him. Just slow. And I'm like, okay, well, at the end of the day, I really feel like you could do way better. But girl, if you like it, I love it. Go off, whatever. Y'all, after about a week, we just stopped talking. The communication just stopped. Okay? You could tell we tried, but she didn't want to be my friend. And then her cousin decided to move to Atlanta. Her cousin, she's ghetto. Ghetto with 5 kids, don't got none of them ghetto. Okay? Okay. So, and granted, I shouldn't be talking about nobody's kids. And I'm not talking about nobody's kids. But to have 5, I learned my lesson the first time. And I got a great baby daddy who does what he's supposed to do. But I learned the first time. 5 is wild. So anyways, her ghetto little cousin comes in town, whatever. And she catches herself messaging me, talking to me, right? So I'm like, girl, you know how beneath me you are? Do you know what type of pedestal I'm on right now? I'm on a high, y'all. When I tell y'all I'm on a high, I am bad as hell, okay? I'm making money. I'm lit. I'm on the ATL top stripper list. You cannot tell me nothing, okay? Nobody, not even her. So I'm like, girl, whatever. When you see me, whatever. Call it a day, okay? And so it's with Emily then had started, I think she got fired or something from the original club. So she ended up going and working at this lounge, okay? So then my little sister moves to Atlanta, okay? And so when my little sister moves to Atlanta, she's working at this lounge too because the owner of my club owns this lounge. And I was like, hey, yo, hire my sister. My little sister now at this point is working at the same place with her. So it ain't no beef or nothing. That's why my sister said, work, make your money. Don't even pay attention to it, act like she don't exist, okay? So with me now, I done got a little chain. My dude done got me a watch. I got my new Benz. You cannot tell me nothing at all. I'm not little Courtney no more. I'm big G doll, okay? Big gorgeous doll, okay? Miss, make it 10,000, 15,000 a night, gorgeous doll. Don't play with it, okay? Y'all, it needs to be studied. This glow up has to be studied. So anyways, from here, right, I start planning this birthday party for someone that I was dealing with. And we were supposed to have it at the restaurant that my sister and Emily work at. So Emily, right, she is 1 step below a manager, okay? So when I'm planning the party and trying to book the little room through there, they tell me to reach out to her. Mind you, they don't know nothing that we got going on. They're like, hey, here's the manager, da-da-da. I type in the number, I notice hers. I'm like, hey, so I want to do da-da-da. This is what I'm trying to plan, da-da-da. She's like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. She tries to tell me that the room is 4,000 or 5,000. Mind you, my club owner owns this establishment or has ownership. I'm not paying a room fee. I'm going to buy liquor. I'm going to spend $4,000 in liquor, but you're not going to tell me that I got to pay $4,000 then spend more money. I'm not doing it. So I'm like, oh, you want to play in my face. So for the most part, I'm telling her, I say, you know what? It's so weird is that you're sitting here trying to charge me a price that you know is not right. I said, and then I call my people and I'm like, hey, she's doing this. They're like, yeah, that's not right. And so then I find out this. Tell me why this girl was sleeping with the owner or one of the owners or whatever. So when it came down to it, it was me calling my people who own a percentage, and then it was her who works there, who does everything. She's the type of worker that bosses love. And I'm going to say like this. She'll come in and cover anybody's shift. She'll stay open to close, open to close, open to close 7 days a week. She will work, okay? So, of course, they wasn't going to, go against her, but they were like, this is what we'll do, is you'll spend $40,000 in liquor instead of paying the room fee. And I was like, no, just forget it. Because at the end of the day, then I call and I'm like, yeah, I need my party decorator to come set up early, an hour early. They're like, yeah, we can't. She's like, we can't do that. We can't give her an hour to set up, da-da-da. I'm like, girl, how? We have the whole private room downstairs. I said, you know what? You're being a hating bitch. Don't even worry about it. I canceled the whole party there and I put it somewhere else. But it was like, it showed me like, you really don't like me. And you know why you don't like me? Because I exceeded your expectations of me. But it's like, even to this day, she's still working like at a bar. I want to say I think. I know she ain't doing nothing. Okay? I know she's at the same position that she was 5 years ago. And that warms my heart. And you know why that warms my heart? Because God will always, listen, God ain't playing about me. And it's let the best bitch win. And I've won. And that's the thing, is like when I tell these story times, it's so like relieving for me to know that every single story that I do, it ain't none of you hoes that's a step above me. Or not even above me. Y'all just ain't doing nothing better in life. Y'all haven't exceeded in any type of way. No businesses, no degrees, no nothing. Y'all just out here, you know, getting played with. So yeah.